Hey, everybody. Long time no chat. Hope everyone's having a great summer. I know I am. I wanted to get on here because I have so many questions in the last month about karma. So I thought I'd do a quick show about that. I've been really busy. I'm getting ready to expand my website and my store. So I've been focusing a lot on that. All these boxes here are my merchandise that I'm getting ready to expand. Besides astrology readings, I'll be offering jewelry, and I'm in the process of making up special oils, dragon oils, as I will be calling them, uh, correlating with your dragon head, and certain spells you can do to empower and manifest that, um, along with a book. So, yes, I have been busy and haven't had a whole lot of time to get on here, but I did want to make a quick video about karma. And I hear a lot of people, I've watched a lot of stuff on YouTube about karma and their opinions, and there are many different opinions on karma. Some people feel that there is no karma. If you don't have a guilty conscience, then you won't have any bad karma. And that's true to an extent. A lot of witches don't believe in karma. However, and I know karma comes, it didn't originate here, but it was indoctrinated through Buddhism and Hinduism and Taoism in some ways. And this came about in, I believe, the 1200 BC. I wrote some notes down here so I could remember. However, we're talking about astrology, okay? And astrology is not a religion. Some people argue with that as well. It's not. It's an ancient science. It's the byproduct of astronomy. The ancient science of astronomy is astrology, and it has been practiced 30, 40, 50,000 years ago. You could do your research. They found caves in France about, I don't know what year it was, maybe in the 90s, early 2000s. I'm not sure, but there were these caves in France, and they discovered all these old paintings and writings. They were about 30,000 years old, and they were all astrological symbols. This was well before any kind of religion was indoctrinated into people, whether it's, Hinduism, Buddhism, Christianity, anything like that. Astrology has been around as an ancient science, just like alchemy is an ancient science. Ancient science. But I wanted to talk about that because a lot of people sit there and say, oh, if you're not feeling guilty about anything, you won't get any karma. And that is true to a certain degree, but the stars are karmic. Okay. The two most karmic signs in the zodiac are going to be Capricorn, ruler Saturn, and Pisces, ruler Neptune. These are the two most karmic signs in the zodiac. So in a roundabout way, as an astrologer, what I'm saying to you is if you have a heavy concentration, if you have a heavy concentration of Pisces and Capricorn in your chart, you will never get away with murder. You will never get away with it. It will come back at you. Maybe take 40, 50 years, but it will come to you. And there are some people that are more prone to getting away with things than others. This is because my cat's going nuts. This is because wait, are we done yet? This is because I just lost my whole train of thought because of him. This is because those two signs, I lost my whole train of thought now. Anyway, I was talking about karma and the signs, and the two signs that have a heavy karmic residue are Capricorn and Pisces. So if you have a heavy dragon head or tail or a sun sign in these placements, you will get karma more than others. Sometimes people don't, you can get away with great many things. That only lasts for so long. We can use some serial killers as an example. Ted Bundy, eventually he got caught. I can't remember the guy's name. There's a guy here in California, D'Angelo. They believe he was a serial killer back in the 70s and 80s here in California. Okay. He went dormant after the late 80s and you never heard about it again. He, thanks to DNA and technology, and remember, Scorpio rules the forensic world, the world of, morgues and dead bodies and the underworld, but it also rules investigation. And our forensics science has really built up here in using DNA to go and check out cold cases. And so this guy D'Angelo got caught 30 years later. Now he's an old man and he's sitting in prison and he'll die in prison, but his karma finally caught up to him. So those of you out there who think you are above it and you will never answer to karma, I'm sorry, you're completely wrong. Completely wrong. Yes, karma has been indoctrinated into the religions of Hinduism, Buddhism, Taoism, but karma is celestial. As above, so below. Karma is a celestial thing. I'm going to check my notes here and make sure. In fact, some people, in the method of astrology that I do, because it's 16th century Nostradamus astrology, I can tap into 2 past lives through certain lunar nodes and retrogrades that are in your chart. And that helps me to tap into 2 of your past lives. Some of us have had many, 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 many past lives. Some of us are young souls and haven't had that many past lives and have a lot more to learn. But some people are predisposed to live a karmic life by their stars. It's the way it is. It's their celestial makeup. It has a lot to do with the subconscious mind as well. I always say this to my clients, and I say it to you guys now, our thoughts, if we have bad thoughts and we feed off those bad thoughts, it makes us weaker in a great many ways. Our thoughts have to be strong. We have to tap into our subconscious mind and be a little stronger. Sometimes there's certain people in this world that have a very weak subconscious mind, and it's the subconscious mind that really needs to be worked out in a lot of ways. You can do that through ancient astrology. Modern astrology does not focus a whole lot on the lunar nodes. Draconian astrology does, divine astrology, which is what I practice, the Nostradamus method. Vedic astrology focuses, and it's Ketu and Ratu in the Vedic. That's an ancient science as well, and it does come from the Indian mantra, the Indian religion in some ways. The people that fix my computer, sometimes I take the brain down to a local mom and pop shop, and the owners of this establishment they're the coolest people you'll ever meet. They're from India, and as soon as I said I was an astrologer, it's like this whole window opened up. We're like, oh wow, and it's just really, it's a cool place to go. I always support my mom and pop stores. But I do agree with one thing about the whole karma, and that is, if you feed into guilt, karma will come to you much quicker. I mean, if you murder someone and you don't feel guilty about it, you will answer eventually in the end. And if not in this life, you will definitely answer for it in the next life, and you will take that karmic residue and bring it into the next life. That's why it's important to do good in this life, so that your next life you're given even a better life. That's just my belief. But talking about karma, I know it's been indoctrinated into religion, but in astrology, it's always been there. And I'm sure there have been other terms for it before karma was karma. Okay. What they called it 30,000 years ago, I do not know. But your dragon's tail, remember, is your past life. This is your karmic residue. We all feel very comfortable sitting in that tail. But the universe and your subconscious mind, they want that celestial identity wants you to move up into the stars and use the stars. Use your dragon's head for success. That's the Wheel of Fortune. When I'm doing astrology and tarot readings, and I'm doing the Astro Tarot, I can guarantee you, not 9 times out of it, maybe 6 to 7 times out of me doing a reading for someone, and say their dragon head is in Cancer or Capricorn, always a positive card will come up for where the dragon's head is. It's usually a more negative card for the tail. And if you're Capricorn and Cancer right now, you're going to feel those energies the most. But I just did a reading on someone recently, and they were Capricorn, and a little agnostic to this because they were very religious. And I always, my very religious souls, that's fine. I always close it with an angel tarot or an angel oracle card to close things. But she had drawn a fairly negative card or as we call it, the scary cards, the death card. The scary cards are usually the death card, the tower card, the devil card. Those are the scary cards. I don't see them as scary. I see them more tower. Out of all of them, the tower is the one that's like, oh, okay. Total cleansing and rebirthing getting ready to happen. Everything's going to crumble down and be rebuilt. That's the tower. But anyway, usually 6 to 7 times out of 10 when I'm doing Astro Tarot readings, a negative and a positive card will come up where that dragon energy is cruising through the house. So for example, this came up on 7th house, which is where the energy is riding right now. And it was a death card. So it was a death and a rebirth of something either within her marriage or her business life, but a rebirth is coming. They didn't elaborate with me too much on that. However, soul's purpose was right on her, okay? And she drew the Wheel of Fortune. Actually, let me rephrase this. The Wheel of Fortune was on the 7th house, and the tower was on herself, her soul's purpose. The Wheel of Fortune has to do with her marriage. Wheel of Fortune is where your dragon's head wants you to go. That's where I'm going with this. So you got to think about that when we're dealing in the realm of karma. Okay. I do a lot of spells for a lot of different people. And when I go into it, just because I'm the practitioner and you've paid me money to do these spells, if you're not honest with me, and I've said this before in my podcasts, if you're not honest with me, that karma's on you, not me. That doesn't mean that even people in the magical realm who do a lot of magic, and sometimes, there's good and bad in all walks of life. I don't care what you are. There are people out there that just do harm and they enjoy it. Eventually the stars are going to change and the universe is going to shift, and they will pay you back. So yeah, karma is very real because it's on a celestial level. It's on a subconscious level. It's on a past life residue type of level. So to sit there and say it's not real, and if you don't feel guilty about something, it's never going to happen. Well, that's not. If you obsess on something and you feel guilty about it, you have to step back and look at it and say, was it justified? And let it go. If you continue to obsess on anything continuously, it'll backfire. So remember that. Life is always a choice, okay? You have to follow universal laws and not the codification of thought and religion. That's how I see it. Personally, I don't base my decisions in light completely on my karma or being afraid of bad or good karma. You are, and you do what you do. There are people in this world that are programmed a certain way and act a certain way, and it is what it is. It's their unique celestial identity. Everyone has one, and we're all unique and we're all different. But karma, yes, it is real, and it's on a celestial level. I kind of hope I answered these questions for you. I'm looking at all my notes. But most people that karma in the astrological realm, mostly it's the ancient astrologers that do believe in it, because there's the karma code that you can figure out their past life. What else have I put here? And that's about it. I've covered it all. If you have any more questions, like I said, I'm not that great at these yet. I'm getting there. I got a new camera. Hey, woohoo. It's a start. But I'm working on getting better at the YouTube videos. I'm kind of putting more of my energy right now into writing and journaling and finishing up a couple of classes I'm taking in aromatherapy, so I can be better at mixing oils up for you guys. Because that seems to be tarot cards and oils and the stars. Seems to be my forte. But anyway, I will be back and I will return. We have a lunar eclipse coming up, I believe, next week. It's in Capricorn, and I do want to share with you just a little insight to some of the things I will be selling on my new store. And this is a very beautiful amethyst pendant. My daughters are making jewelry as I speak. And I'll be selling those. I'll be getting some more in different, rose quartz. Then, of course, I will be selling some pendants. I don't know if you could see that. My camera is so much better now. So much better. But there's more to come. And I have all kinds of other stuff I'm going to be selling. I'm going to be incorporating some spells on my website about working with your dragon energy, and it's going to be in correlation to a book I'm hoping to get out by mid-fall. It's in the works. I'm halfway done with it. So stay tuned, because the Astrology Witch's Magical Emporium is about to open. And to all of those out there who had asked me about karma, I hope that this explained it for you. I took some notes just so we could all be on the same page, and I hope that helped in some ways. And if not, you know where to find me, astrologywitch.com or astrologywitch22@gmail.com. Talk to you later. Ciao.